Trump understands that if we don't make things in America, we're actually just everyone else's bitch. A dictator in China could destroy our economy overnight by signing a few pieces of paper.
That's fucking scary.
It's heavy stuff, right? We've built a country where through globalism, no smart kid wants to be a manufacturing process engineer. But like Trump instinctively understands this in a way that the globalist elites do not. They thought that outsourcing everything was just a great thing. It's amazing. They're against tariffs. It's like, why would you make it in the less efficient economy? Why wouldn't you make it wherever it wants to be made according to the global interdynamics? And the problem is they forgot that once you can't make anything and once your companies don't make anything, you have no leverage and you've just handed it away to everyone else. Like Trump understands that if we don't make things in America, we're actually just everyone else's bitch. And what's the price on that? It's easy to complain about tariffs making cars more expensive because the parts can't come from China. But like, what value do you put on the fact that a dictator in China could destroy our economy overnight by signing a few pieces of paper? Like, isn't that a situation that we should just be like humiliated by every day as a nation? Like, shouldn't we be wake up saying, holy shit, like everything I'm enjoying is because Xi hasn't decided to screw us yet. And Xi's gonna do it. Like people think that the first missile to fly is going to be a Chinese ship firing at a US ship in the Strait of Taiwan. That's not the first missile. The first missile is going to be Xi calling up of his buddies in the United States and saying, if the United States government tries to fight this, I'm going to destroy your economy. I will do it. I will do it tomorrow. I will kick all of you out. I will give away all your special waivers. We're going to steal all your factories. We're going to nationalize all your workers. And then we are going to sell iPhones to the entire world. And you will become irrelevant. Like that is actually what he has in his quiver.
Jeez. That's fucking scary.
It's heavy stuff, right?
Yeah.
And the worst part is that, not to be a caricature, but nobody's talking about this. Like, when was the last time you heard this, discussed in an open, and it's all obviously true. Like, does anyone dispute that Xi can just destroy Apple? I don't think anyone disputes that. Does anyone dispute that Xi could literally destroy millions of US jobs and trillions, if not tens of trillions in market cap literally overnight with the stroke of his pen? Like, I don't know. I feel like maybe how people felt a little bit during the Cold War, just being under the pressure of, oh man, the nukes could launch at any moment. It feels a little bit like some lesser version of that. So yeah, I'm a libertarian who's pro tariffs now. Is the real conclusion. I'm pro tariffs until we have our own house in order. I like tariff. I'm not a fan of tariffs.
I mean, how long would it even take to get our house in order?
Not even that long. I mean, you've probably seen what people say. Oh, well, maybe tariffs work in theory, but I mean, it'll take years or decades to set up factories. That's bogus. Look at what we did when we transformed this country during World War II. We went from basically being a mercantilist, quasi-agrarian society to being the world's most powerful manufacturing hub in like a year and a half, 2 years. Are you really telling me we couldn't do it again if it wasn't a priority? I just don't believe it. It's easier than ever to set up a factory. I've done it in China. It is easier than ever to set up advanced manufacturing. It's just a matter of will. And you also need to staff it. Like, you know what we've done? We've built a country where through globalism, no smart kid wants to be a manufacturing process engineer, for example. Is there any world where Palmer Luckey, let's say I was 18 years old, I'm deciding what my major is. Why in the world would I major in anything to do with manufacturing, knowing that there's hardly any manufacturing going on in my country, right? If I'm a smart kid, I'm gonna go work in finance or biotech or what else are kids doing these days? I guess maybe working in video games. If we don't manufacture here, then our smartest people aren't going to want to work in manufacturing. And so this is a problem that's at least when we got out of manufacturing stuff and call it like the globalized decline starting in the 90s to now, at least back in the 90s, we still had all the leftover people from the Cold War. Now they're all retired, and now we don't actually have anybody. So this is a problem where we can build the factories quickly, but the hardest part is going to be training the kids. Like we're going to need to basically get serious about training people to run factories well, efficiently, using modern techniques. And we do have a lack of those. Have you ever heard of the idea of defector visas?
No.
It's one of my pet political ideas. During the Cold War, we gave a lot of visas to people to come to the United States to immigrate here from hostile powers like the Soviet Union if they were in a critical role in those countries. They basically said, you're important over there. You are one of like the puzzle pieces that keeps everything held together for, their missile program. Come over to the United States, we'll give you a job at NASA, and we'll give you a visa. You can come over. You can get an American life, an American wife. It'll be fantastic. You're gonna love it. I think we need to start doing that again. I think that that's one of the ways that we can beat China, because there's a lot of people in China. They're there, but they don't really want to be. There's a lot of people who hate what China has become. I would love it if we could say, you know what? We need a lot more people in America who know how to manufacture. I want American jobs, right? To be clear, I'm not saying we need to import people because we can't survive without immigration. I'm not one of those people. But if we can steal their very best manufacturing engineers, deprive China of those people, and then put them to work here, helping us catch up with China on manufacturing, I mean, that's a great trade. Let's haul over their best plant managers, and then let's have 1,000 jobs created by each of those guys here in America. I think we need to bring back defector visas. We need to own it. And it seems like a type of immigration that even the really anti-immigration people can get behind. Because the point is like, look, we're not trying to bring in millions of fruit pickers. We're trying to steal the very best people from our greatest foe. Surely we can agree that that's usually worth doing. It's better for us to have those people, for them to be running the missile factory that's going to blow up our name.
There was a little bit of a debate on that not too long ago, correct?
You do like the skilled immigration versus not. Yeah. So that's true. The difference there is that H-1Bs are about whether or not they're like, it's on theory. Of course, there's so much H-1B abuse. You would not believe what I saw when I was in Silicon Valley. It is insane. It's obviously a program to try and replace U.S. workers with basically slave labor that can't ever escape. The H-1B abuse is crazy. But in theory, H-1Bs are to create a job for an immigrant if there is not a person who can be hired to do that job in the United States. A defector visa adds an additional requirement. It has to be something that they care about, that you're ripping away. So like, it's not just that there's a need for them here, it's that it's going to hurt China by taking them. If China has 1 million people that do something, let's say that we need more rice pickers here, and China's got more rice pickers. China's got plenty of rice pickers. Taking a rice picker is not going to hurt. Taking the head of an advanced silicon manufacturing facility that can make cutting edge computer graphics chips, that is going to really, really hurt them. Mm-hmm. So I say that was the part of the debate that I didn't see present, is using immigration not just as a tool to help the United States, but to harm our adversaries. I want to stop focusing on the plow and start turning it into a sword.
It's a double win.
No matter where you're watching Shawn Ryan Show from, if you get anything out of this, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this everywhere you possibly can. And if you're feeling extra generous, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify podcasts.